So today I'm going to show you a ruched chain up. Now what I've got here is a nice stockinette swatch, really simple, but it's got one make one right in here. So you can see there's an intact column of stitches to the left and an intact column to the right. And there's a new column in between them that starts with this little make one. So this is actually a make one left, and when I'm knitting it I like to mark it with a coilless pin just to make sure I know where it was. Sometimes you have to count how far you are from it. So this pin just hangs out in that top strand. Okay, so that's the mother stitch, and if you follow it all the way to the top, this is the daughter stitch. So see, this is the stitch that the make one made, all the way onto the live stitches on the needle. This is the one we're going to drop off. So what you want to do is knit to that stitch, get your needles, both of them, to that point. And let's just double check, because you don't want to drop the wrong one off. So that's the right one. Okay, now give your needles a little bit of extra room, so you, oops, we forgot to drop that one off first. So drop this one off, the daughter stitch, and then give your needles some extra room so that you don't accidentally drop off any other stitches. And then we're going to start unraveling this. Now, because you're going all the way down to the make one where this stitch was created, you won't unravel anything that you don't want to. It's going to stop at that make one, because it didn't exist before that make one happened. So see, you're left with your little safety pin on the original strand of yarn that was the make one. So what you're going to do, you need to start with this strand. So grab hold of it, get the safety pin off, get a crochet hook. But you need to give it a twist. So we're going to go through it like this and twist it. If you don't twist it, you're going to get a hole at the bottom of your chain up. So once you've got the twist, then what we're going to do is grab a bunch of strands together from the floats. So these are the floats. They're all the little bits of yarn that were originally that stitch, that column of stitches. So take these three and pull them through the make one. And now you have a 3 triple thick stitch on your hook. You're going to do it again. So get 3 and chain it up through. And make sure that you catch all of them from in here. Sometimes they like to hide back here. So just grab them all with your finger. And 3 more. And chain up. And 3 more. Oops. Get through all 3 strands as if they're one. I think I might have missed one. Oh, yep, there it is. So be careful that you don't miss any. So that one was hiding. So we'll get 3 together and go chain up, and sometimes your cables get in the way. Okay, so last 3 and chain it up. Okay, and then you're going to put this triple thick stitch back on your needle. Make sure it has proper orientation. See? And what you get is this big column of stitches that kind of pulls all the fabric around it, so it actually kind of ruffles it there. And you're just going to treat this stitch as if it were a normal stitch. So as you're knitting across the row, you drop down and do the ruching, and then knit that stitch just like normal. So this is what you're left with. It also makes a good corner. If you need something to have a nice straight corner, you could chain up 4 at a time or 5 at a time if you have a big enough hook and you want a more ruched edge. The sides, I mean, the sides will be more gathered if you gather 4 or 5 strands at a time instead of 3. And you could also do it with fewer, like 2, and get a nice thick corner. That's a little different than a slip stitch, because a slip stitch strand looks a lot like this, but it would only be a single strand thick, whereas if you do the chain up, then you've got 2 strands in each of these stitches. So there you go. That's a ruched chain up.